Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7, I'd say, of the Lunatic Creative Podcast. My name is Jason Paul. I am joined by, as always,
Sean Davis.
How are you doing, Sean?
Good.
Has anything happened since we last talked?
Tons,
folks. Tons. We're not going to waste time. I'm going to just tell you simply this. Go to lunaticcreative.com. Watch our podcast automatically populate on your iPhone if you subscribe to us on iTunes. Go to our Twitter at Lunatic Creative. Email us lunaticcreative@gmail.com. And go to our newly minted Instagram, lunatic_creative.
No more Mega John. It transformed.
Yeah, it transformed into its higher evolution. It started as Charmander. It went to
Charmeleon, and then to Charizard.
Was Charmeleon the second one?
Yeah.
Only one I remember is Charizard. Bulbasaur, is that the last one?
Bulbasaur, Venusaur, and then Ivysaur.
Oh, shit.
And then Squirtle, World Turtle, and Blastoise.
I think I only ever started with Charmander. I think that's it.
He turned out to be the most powerful, I know, if you kept him. But you always had to face the Rock Gym first, and that was the hardest thing.
I had the red. I think I had the Pokemon Red. Mm-hmm. I think I always had that, and then I got the yellow one.
Yellow one's probably the coolest one out of the original Game Boy ones.
And then I got the Game Shark for Game Boy.
Then you got all three of the original ones.
Well, then I got Mewtwo, which was the dopest thing. Was fucking getting Mewtwo in that game. Because that motherfucker was powerful. And I was never good at those games, but he helped even the odds. With my Game Boy Link battles in elementary school, as I think most of our fans, they probably linked up and at recess did battle. Instead of doing physical activity, they decided to battle some Pokemon. But speaking of battles or wars, I guess the biggest news by far, Star Wars, like a full trailer. Not just the teaser we saw in last November. There's a whole fucking trailer. And let's dissect it a little bit, because I've never seen something it's universally loved. I have not seen a person say
people cried. They said people cried,
and it was the ending is. Well, listen, I don't think we have to say spoilers on.
If you haven't seen it by now, you're obviously not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, you're not going to tune in anyway. But the end with Harrison Ford, icing on the cake. I love how they saved it for the end. But the whole tone of the trailer fit a Star Wars movie. It felt like Star Wars. There's no, the shimmery shit with the lens flares that JJ usually does. It looked like a fucking Star Wars movie, updated. The first shot on what's that, Tatooine? What's the
first shot in it? I believe
with the desert, and then
it's Tatooine, and there's the Star Destroyer and the crashed X-wing, and in the background you see Rey flying that little machine, the little speeder bike or whatever.
Yeah.
But rumors are that she is the daughter of Han and Leia. That was the last rumor that I read, that she's the daughter of Han and Leia.
Is she the chick you see in the close-up halfway through the trailer?
She's like looking over something. Yeah. She was in the girl in the first one who turned the machine on and like took off.
Okay.
So that's rumored to be the daughter of Luke and Leia.
And then
and they said that she has a grudge of Luke Skywalker because he won't train her or something. But honestly, if he had a child too, then he's disobeying Jedi rules. So I think the priest-esque Jedi rules of not having children are obviously abolished because Luke has a kid.
Well, maybe it's, they gave it up and now they have to go back for some reason. That was Mark Hamill talking at the beginning, right?
Yes, the monologue.
So do you think that was Mark Hamill as Luke?
Of course.
Because his voice is like, he's a fucking
it's funny because he sounds just like he did in Star Wars.
I thought it was the kid.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like Luke Jr. But then I heard, that's Mark Hamill, and it made sense. And that was some fucking eerie narration. Mm-hmm. That was good. You saw Darth Vader's mask, which has led some to speculate that he'll be returning in some form. Maybe they're trying to rebuild
the mask was
but maybe
destroyed.
But the mask did look totally like done. But
it
makes it seem like somebody's gonna pick up the mantle. I'm assuming Adam Driver is going to be the villain. I'm just assuming because I haven't seen him in any trailers, and he is a tall, imposing.
Kylo Ren is the name of
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren is the name of the bad guy. Yeah. And I read rumors today that his character is going to be a Rogue Squadron companion who turns to the dark side. And they say he's not really a Sith or a lord or anything like that. He's kind of running on his own kind of thing, trying to find the Force within his own way. The reason they say his lightsaber looks like that is because it was one he had tried to create twice, and those two little blades on the side are pointless. They're just failed attempts of creating a lightsaber helm. So that's a rumor that I hear now too, which kind of makes sense because if you're going to have a dual-bladed lightsaber, obviously you'd want the whole thing to be functional. It almost has like a medieval look to it with the helm cutting on the way the old-fashioned swords would, in like Lord of the Rings and things like that. Highlander, etc., whatever. And then they also say that John Boyega is a stormtrooper who's experieing
the black guy.
Correct.
That everybody initially there was, like,
another Lando.
It's like, well, he's fucking. He looks badass. He looks like a possibly great protagonist.
And they say he has.
And what I assume happens is
Jedi powers.
He starts as a stormtrooper. Oh, sorry, everybody. There's an ad playing in the background. I was looking up Star Wars posters. That he starts as a stormtrooper, and then, like you said, maybe the Force is with him. Maybe he gets disillusioned by the cause. He sees
the bad in the Force. They say he crashes his TIE fighter on Tatooine, or wherever this new desert planet is.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck is that called? That's going to be in the Battlefront game.
Mm-hmm. They say it's either the new desert planet or whatever. I mean, I really think it's obviously Tatooine. They can't... Well, Tatooine is so original to the core of original Star Wars.
I mean, Tatooine was definitely the first shot, so it's definitely going to be in there. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be a new planet, which I guess where this Kylo Ren figure is conjuring up the dark side, I imagine, and sort of reinvigorating that, causing... There's got to be some huge event that causes all these people to
they said that the Force is in flux. So lots of new Jedi are randomly popping up and emerging. And Luke Skywalker is in hiding, obviously, to prevent him from getting caught, because he's basically the new Yoda, training Jedi and making them evolve into something more powerful, to knights and Jedi masters or whatever. But there's a flux in the Force, so people are seeking out training, I guess. And I think we're going to see a lot of those elements in the new Star Wars movie take place, like new Jedi emerging, somebody help me, somebody train me, or what's my purpose in the Force, are you bad, are you good, things like that. And I think that's why these new movies obviously make sense to do, because let's make an episode 7 and fight the Galactic Empire again. It's like, wait, they died? Well, no, they're still kind of there. I guess we're going to see, how all these new Jedi and Sith or whatever take place in this new world, and the spin-off movies too.
This movie's got to do a lot. It's got to set up the next two, and it's got to possibly set up the spin-off movies. Although the more I hear about those, the more it seems like those are going to sort of exist, not in their own world, but like the new Rogue One is going to take place between episodes 3 and 4, mm-hmm. and it's going to be a heist movie. So.
I think these spin-off movies are going to be stories of Star Wars characters or roles in the Star Wars galaxy from their standpoint of view of what's going on and this purpose as a whole.
This universe is vast, and we saw it primarily through 2 or 3 people's point of view, and now let's open it up. Let's do the extended universe. And I like how Disney said, the extended universe doesn't exist anymore, because now they're going to build their own. And as opposed to having to be a servant to these things that were in fucking shitty novels or in video games, they get to sort of create their own. I'm sure they'll borrow from the good aspects and discard the bad. And I think this trailer did everything. I think that if any movie's gonna usurp Avatar as the #1 highest grossing movie of all time, it's gonna be this one. Everyone's going to go see it. Every fucking body's going to go see this. The only thing I'm a little bit wary about is overseas, how it's going to translate. I imagine Star Wars is pretty big everywhere else, but I'm not sure in a place like China how well it carried over, since it was in the 70s, and I don't think they were sharing as much of our entertainment then.
They had a ton of robots and things going on in the room with Transformers in the 80s and, Gundam Wing and all their robot saga.
They had their own infatuation with their own shit. That's actually pretty cool. So we'll see. My prediction, though, highest grossing movie of all time. It'll do that within a month and a half, 2 months. I don't see.
People are going to see it more than once.
Yeah,
I plan on seeing it.
This is the kind of movie you go the night of it comes out, then you go again on the weekend with your parents. And then you go again because you love it so much. And you might go again just because, I gotta go see it at the ArcLight. You know, I think this movie's gonna have legs. I think it's gonna travel far and wide. It's gonna make a shitload of money. And I think J.J. Abrams is doing the right thing. I don't think he's made a misstep yet. From the first footage he's shown this summer, it's been amazing. And this is how you hype a movie. They used the Marvel blueprint, and they kind of just upped it, and they made it even more perfect than what Marvel's doing right now. So I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the Star Wars world?
I think it looks awesome. The thing I want to know the most, there is a scene in the trailer where they show this chromed out black looking stormtrooper armor, and he has a cape attached to him. I want to know who that is. Is that some new bounty hunter? Is that one of the characters that's casted? Is it a guy in disguise as a stormtrooper?
Maybe that's John, whatever his name is.
But the outfit, it shows like authority. It shows like this stormtrooper is someone important.
And there hasn't been a...
Well, Boba Fett is dead, so maybe this is like the new Boba Fett character, the new bounty hunter that the Empire hires to seek out and destroy Jedi or, rebels of the galaxy. So I looked at it, and as soon as I saw it, I said to myself, that is definitely going to be an important character or have some significant role in that movie. Because he has a 30-second scene of him just not 30 seconds, probably less than that.
Black Metallic Storm. I gotta Google this.
When you look it up, I try to look it up. It's funny. You just get John Boyega because he's the black guy playing a stormtrooper. But you'll see it in the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, just see it in the trailer.
Yeah,
Give us your thoughts. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious.
I like I said, I haven't seen one person say a bad word, but if you have to say a bad word, why not say it to us? Email it to us, put it on our Facebook page, tweet it at us, Instagram it to us, whatever the fuck. Say it's bad, but back it up, because I think that's universally loved. A thing that I think was pretty much universally accepted, but maybe not to that degree, was the Battlefront trailer. They showed that Star Wars Celebration. Yes. It looks
Two
cool,
thumbs up.
But it's a fucking video game trailer that showed no gameplay. There's
I saw.
I think it looks as cool as that trailer. They made that trailer as cool. They're sticking to the original 3 movies and the planets there, and apparently they're going to put the planet from the new movie in as downloadable content the month of December, and you'll be able to get that for free and sort of play a battle there that happens before this new movie. But again, I didn't see gameplay. I'm not totally sold. I don't want fucking 10 Darth Vaders running around. Like, that would piss me off if you can just be Darth Vader.
As the hero character in the game,
Well, just as any... that's cool. Somebody can be Darth Vader, but make it one person can be Darth Vader.
I think it'd be the person who had, the highest kill ratio, or somebody who's actually in that game or in that level that you're playing is, superseding other, characters.
But I don't know. I want to sometimes be
as
Darth
a privilege.
Vader, though. Maybe you give it to the weakest character.
One of the two easily.
But it's cool that you can be these things. It's cool that Darth Vader's in there. I like that. You can go from having a lightsaber fight and jumping on a what do they call them?
Speeder bike.
A speeder bike to go through and fucking probably smash into a fucking tree. I hope that...
random Ewoks.
I hope that Ewoks are playable in some sense. Yeah. Like you know how Call of Duty has the shit you call in. You can call in an Ewok strike.
They drop the rocks and shit on the AT-ATs.
The possibilities are fucking endless. And you saw an AT-AT in that world in Endor, which right.
You see the Chicken Walker. You see the smaller one. I think that's the ATST, and then you see the AT-AT, the real big one. And then one of the guys clearly calls in a Y-bomber strike, 2 Y-bombs drop. That falls. Guy runs back, Darth Vader appears, and then it shows glimpses of the Hoth battle. Obviously, Endor is the opening one, and then it shows some of the new planet. Obviously, we're going to see main battles in all the original trilogy, so we'll see the battle for Endor and Return of the Jedi, the Hoth battle in the second one. Probably in the first one, we'll see the assault on the Death Star. So having the land, the flying element in Battlefront, I think will take a part in who you can play as and what characters you play. Can you fly into a Star Destroyer, get out, and then pursue the game on foot? That would be really awesome. I think we'll see things like that happen.
That's what they need to do. Now, this game could not have, I don't know how they possibly have started to make the game and it be actually polished by the time it needs to go out. I'm weary that it's not totally there, but I think at the very least they're going to create a good foundation. I think they're going in the right direction.
They had a lot of tools for the foundation. I know that
that's true.
LucasArts and Disney and Star Wars gave DICE entire control of their archives and their footages and their like models and their replicas, so they filmed them, got the shots they wanted to make them digitally. And
they went to the real places.
Oh yeah, and they went to the real places where they filmed it at. And
I think the environments are gonna look cool. I hope the gameplay's up to snuff. It does worry me. We're not very far away from November. I mean, they still have enough time to do work.
They showed gameplay footage at Star Wars Celebration. Two guys I know talked about renewing. They said your blaster rifle.
Yeah, to the two journalists.
Two blaster rifles. It's based off of, you do have unlimited ammo, but it's based off of like heat signature, so you can't just sit there and plow people. It has a lot of elements of the old ones, dude. Like the Battlefront, like the HUD is the same. You'll probably have similar tactics from the original one, taking command points, things like that. I just think we're ready to see a revamped version of it. The two guys said that obviously the graphics aren't nearly as good as the video, but they're dwelled down just a little bit. And they did talk about the gameplay. I mean, nothing's online yet with it, and I don't think they, have tested it yet for a beta, obviously. But hopefully, we'll see one come to PlayStation. I'm definitely gonna get it regardless. I think it looks fucking amazing, and I think it's the first next gen game that we've been looking for since the launch of PS4, and seeing that first teaser of the Hoth and like the AT-AT foot stepping down.
If the movie takes off, I don't see how the game won't be like tremendously popular.
It would be tight if they just made one of them and then just added DLC content to it, so you didn't have to buy like a sequel, like another Battlefront 2.
This
Battlefront
is
3.
what this is EA we're talking about. There's not a chance in hell they do that. They're gonna milk this son of a bitch on and on and on. I imagine it's gonna be like every 2-year game. And that's going to match up to the movies.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, the spin-offs and things like that.
And then the spin-offs are going to be there, which is ripe for DLC, especially with this game, because it takes place around the time that the Rogue One. So I think the game will have a life of its own, but don't hold your breath on it being, the game, the only disc you have to buy for 5 years, and then, you just pack on DLC. As much as I like to see them go to a subscription model for shit like this, I don't see it happening. But it looks amazing. Got everybody hyped. And that Star Wars Celebration as a whole, I'd say it's a success. They got nothing but positive press from it. Like you said, the journalists of games got to go see the game. There's panels about the movie. So
bunch of
JJ was there.
Movie prompts. They showed the functioning new robot BB-22 or whatever it is, the rollerball thing. That's a real.
Oh, it's real.
Robot? It's a real robot. Yeah, it's an animatronic, which is pretty cool. Rad. I know they showed a little teaser of Rogue One, and it has an Obi-Wan voiceover to it, talking about the
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, the original Obi-Wan.
Is he dead?
It was one of he's dead, but it was a sound bit from like the first one. He talks to Luke. There was the dark time in the Force, and it shows Endor, and it shows a TIE fighter fly by, and then it goes out to the horizon, and then shows the Death Star in the background. Then it also, I guess, at the convention they showed like this picture of all these soldiers coming out of drop ships. So I honestly think Rogue One is going to take the point of view of a rebel soldier who's also a
I think I read pilot. It came out today. What the basic plot was.
The synopsis.
Yeah, and like I said, it's going to take place between movies 3 and 4. At least maybe it was last Friday.
Of the new of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
3 and 4
of the new ones. Or
like episode 3. I don't know.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So, hold on. Over the weekends, Gareth Edwards, a spin-off film, will take place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Will have a darker tone. Featuring a voice of Obi-Wan, like you said. Okay. I'm not sure. I thought I read on IGN that it was sort of where they went will revolve around a rogue band of resistance fighters who unite for a daring mission to steal the Death Star plans and bring new hope to the galaxy. Now that's a cool fun. Again, it's the heist film. That's cool.
So it's about the group of people who bring the plans to the people in New Hope and say, this is how you destroy the Death Star. You have to get a bullet down this hole. You have this much time. So it's going to be about that group who did that.
Yeah, and it's the director from Godzilla. I think
that's cool.
Godzilla was really well done. Even if it didn't have enough Godzilla for my taste. So I'm fucking excited, and good for him that he gets this after doing two feature films. He gets to fucking do Star Wars, a movie. That's awesome. I love how they're giving these, and I don't think JJ's going to do episode 8. I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I mean,
if this does really well, they're going to make him a really nice looking contract.
They're going to offer him, but I don't know if he needs to. I think if you like what Joss Whedon did with the first Avengers movie, I think if you set the tone and you set it well, and the movie's good enough, I think enough people could piggyback off the tone and really have to hold their writing up against yours. If your writing's that good, I think you'd be fine. I think the same thing for these Star Wars
Josh is directing
Star Wars movies.
Also directing Age of Ultron too.
No, he's not.
Joss.
No, he's not.
He's the director for Age of Ultron.
No, it's Russo brothers.
Says writers Josh Whedon, Stan Lee, and then directors Joss Whedon.
Oh wait, Age of Ultron's the new one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is. He's for this one, but I don't think he had to be. I don't.
3 and 4 is going to be the guys who are doing Civil War.
Yeah, and I think that it's like that. Like Josh set the tone and they nailed it. I didn't get to see when
it got a 9. It's funny. IMDb already gave it a 9.3. I mean, I think releases of it have been out, but
I saw a negative review of it. Uh-huh. I did see on Reddit. I saw a negative review of it, and it really apparently they try to squeeze a lot in. There isn't enough, development of the characters. I don't know. Again, you can take it. He said, by no means is it a bad movie. It's just not up to the first. So we'll see. That's going to be fun to see. Especially because they said that there's going to be no after credits scene. But, how could they possibly do that?
There will be. They're just saying that.
It has to be fucking Spider-Man. They have to do that. They have to keep the pump up going, unless they're saving something cool for Ant-Man.
I think you know what I honestly think it would be? I think it would be Black Panther, because
I don't think people would care, though.
I mean, it's a Marvel character.
Spider-Man's what's going to pop people up. Listen, they've nailed the Avengers thus far. You got to raise the fucking stakes.
I just think it'll be Black Panther because there's a scene in Age of Ultron trailer where they show Andy Serkis and he's supposed to play a bad guy in Black Panther. I think that Ultron takes that robot army and takes them to a place in Africa so they can get dipped in the adamantium metal so they're harder to destroy. Something like that. That's a rumor that I heard. That's a spoiler.
Spoiler alert! Yeah. So, yeah. Again, the movie season's insane. Another trailer that came out that was much more polarizing
was Batman.
Do you even bleed?
I want to ask, do you bleed? Because you will.
You will.
And you know what? That is why I did not like it.
And that is why I fucking loved it. I think this trailer is badass. It looks like Zack Snyder fucking did a Batman vs. Superman movie. But it looks like The Watchmen, sort of. But guess what? That's fucking good. The Watchmen was good. Oh, the darker tones, the themes that this Batman vs. Superman movie is going to explore is good. Because the Avengers movies are good. The Marvel Universe is good, but it's
more playful.
It's for kids. It's let's have a laugh and let's fucking talk about
how
Hulk gets big and his pants fall off. And there's not going to be any fucking jokes about pants in this movie. I'm sure there will.
Later till they. I think the jokes will come when Green Lantern comes
and when the fucking the sea guy comes. They're like, hey, sea boy.
Wait, who's
Aquaman?
Oh,
hey, merman, get over here and put on some pants.
It's a merman. Merman.
I'm pumped. I love the theme that because it takes the major. People were giving Man of Steel so much shit because of how much destruction it did to the city, and now they're gonna take that criticism head on in the form of a fucking plot device and a theme where we're going to explore.
And we kind of knew that too.
People, yeah, and it was a setup for this, and that's good because some people in the real world would be against Superman, some people would be for Superman, and there's certainly people who would worship him like a god, and then there'd be reactionary people like myself that say you're fucking crazy. There are no fucking gods. This guy's a fucking nut. He doesn't. How can we trust him? And that's where the Dark Knight comes in, to put some justice, to confront this head on for society. And I'm excited because
who the fuck are you?
Where
are the drugs going?
And Jesse, I love the voiceover. Again, another good use of voiceover in this trailer with Jesse Eisenberg first. Well, first it's like the newscast. You hear Charlie Rose.
You think it's Jesse Eisenberg?
No, it's definitely Jesse Eisenberg was speaking in it when he said, "Devil, we know that angels don't come from above; they come from below."
I think
that's definitely Jesse Eisenberg.
I think some of it. I think most of it is.
Well, that was you can't argue with me here because it is.
No, I think it
was Jesse Eisenberg speaking. It sounded like fucking Mark Zuckerberg, and Mark Zuckerberg to me sounds like Jesse Eisenberg.
It's Jeremy Irons, the guy who plays Alfred.
No, yeah, later when Alfred's talking, but first it's Jesse Eisenberg who's saying heroes don't come from. Angels don't come from... I have to
listen to that again.
You gotta watch. It goes newsman that Jesse Eisenberg speak, and then I guess Jeremy Irons for Alfred when we see the suit, the badass fucking sort of mechanized modern Batman suit. You see...
A minute and 20 in, you see an Easter egg. Spoiler alert. There's a Riddler symbol on the left-hand side of the alley.
I think that's good that you need a Batman villain, and you need... a Superman villain, I think, in this movie, and that's going to be good. That's going to be Lex Luthor and the Riddler. I think that's fine. I don't know if we've heard anything about the Riddler.
I don't think the Riddler would be in it, but it's just glimpses.
But it's part of Gotham or Metropolis or wherever maybe this movie takes place in the combination of the two. I don't know how close they are together in the universe.
The suit Batman looks. There's a scene where they show like Batman like walk around this thing that's on fire. Batman looks fucking stacked, bro. Like he looks like he's been taking creatine, steroids, and like trying to like you feel like his suit is just gonna rip apart.
But it's believable, and you need that because you're going up against a fucking alien that's indestructible, except for some fucking green shit can take him down.
And I think the kryptonite will be the link between how Batman figures out how to stop Superman and figuring out something or contacting or being involved with Lex Luthor, or them collaborating, saying, "Oh, try this" or whatever, and then he, maybe Batman being like, "Oh, he's not a bad guy," or whatever. The Justice League War animated movie, I feel that did that story so well of all those superheroes meeting each other, becoming the Justice League, that I hope they take some of those elements because the animated movies are really good in terms of the storyline. So it does show the suit that he uses in the Dark Knight comic book to fight Superman.
Dark Knight Returns
comic book, yeah. And there's a scene in the Dark Knight animated movie where he does fight Superman in the mechanized suit, which is really nice. So obviously he needs the mechanized suit because he knows he can't kick his ass. Reasons I didn't care for it so much is because I feel like it didn't show enough at some points. I wanted to hear...
Good, because it's a year fucking out. It's not like Star Wars we're going to be seeing it in 6 months.
Honestly, the reason why... Not that. I take that back. The reason why is because of the line that he says.
No,
and
that
honestly,
was a bad line.
I didn't care for the line.
He is coming at it from a point of view that is like... He doesn't know it's... He's like... This is a fucking foreign creature. Mm-hmm. And he's coming at it and asking it like, are you even fucking human? I'm the only one ballsy enough to take you on in this way.
I just feel like Batman would never say something like that
to
Superman.
Not? Why though?
I don't know.
Where you're coming
because it's taking Batman to
He's a badass. That's what Batman is. Batman's a badass. He's just a regular fucking dude. I like how they showed a little gray in the hair. They're definitely going for a weathered Batman
yeah, that's
look.
sick.
Even though it's Ben Affleck, the man does not look a day over fucking 35. But
he's definitely Batman has definitely fought crime. He's definitely has fought the Joker, obviously because the Suicide Squad movie is them escaping the Joker from Arkham. So he has seen the Joker already. Yeah. He has probably fought. I would hopefully say Two-Face and all the other guys who are helping the Joker, get out of Arkham. So he has fought people before. Obviously, probably not taking any of the elements from, the movie. I think this new Batman is going to be the most direct to the comic as possible compared to the other ones of what the director making and creating that own universe. Like The Dark Knight in Nolan's films, he, took elements from it, but
it was basically the real world, and then his
he
ideas.
created his universe with comic influence, and then Tim Burton is straight up comic influence.
But it was like mostly Tim Burton.
Tim Burton,
Like Tim Burton.
It was really dark. And I think this will be the one that is truest to the comic itself.
They're going to borrow a lot from Dark Knight Returns. I think, obviously, the movie's going to end in a climax of them fighting. And then at the end, they will be united. They're going to, Act 3 is going to be the fight. And then sort of
Aquaman shows up.
They're going to come together. Everything's going to roll
They say he has a very small role in it.
Who?
Aquaman has a very small role.
I'm sure they all just pop up at the end. Because I think you give this fucking movie to Affleck, you give it to Cavill, and you let them fucking see if they can hold it. People are going to go. And this movie, how well it does, is going to dictate whether those fucking other movies are even, like, a real thing.
Dawn of Justice.
Even though I couldn't really see them canceling Suicide Squad at this point, because I think that movie has its own... It's going to live on its own. They stacked that fucking cast. If they fuck that up, they're idiots. If they don't... Like, I'm not, like, the biggest Jared Leto fan, but he can fucking pull off the Joker. He can.
Because he's weird enough to
he's a fucking weirdo himself, so I'm down with it. And I've already gushed over Margot Robbie enough, and then they had that other model chick that's gonna play whatever. Like, they casted it. This is gonna be a pretty
Gail
fucking
Gadot's
movie.
gonna be Wonder Woman, the girl from Fast and Furious, Han's girlfriend,
okay.
The one that it's my favorite character. One of my Han and his girlfriend are like two of my favorite characters in it. Sadly, they both die, but she's gonna play Wonder Woman, and she's so fine. She is definitely...
That movie's gonna be a fucking just beautiful movie that they could just make that into a porno instead. I'd be so happy. But Batman, Superman, please don't make this one into a porno, because I think it's gonna be good. I think Snyder's gonna redeem himself. I think it's going to be divisive because it's not going to be a fucking Marvel movie. But guess what? We have Marvel movies. Now we're going to have Star Wars movies that are going to be uplifting. We can use dark superhero movies. It's not all bad if it's fucking dark. Now, every take on something dark, and if you just make something dark for the sake of making something dark, you might end up with the Fantastic Four, which the new trailer came out. It was good, but it was like, I would rather see that as a TV show. Like, I think that would be better as a serialized... They're doing too fucking much. They give away... And then...
What did you think about the Thing? What did you think he... How did you think he looked?
He's
still naked. He's kind of naked.
He looks better than he did.
Than we thought he would.
The ones 10 years ago. Mm-hmm.
He's more organic.
If you go back to the ones 10 years ago, they look fucking horrible.
He's too in the ones 10 years ago, he's too crafted to the human body. This one, he looks more organic. More, bulky-esque rock-type features.
He looks bad. I think I like the casting. I think it looks pretty badass.
Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller, those two have worked on movies already together, and I think they're going to make that help that movie be decent.
But it's like it's young kids. To me, it's like fucking.
How does this young professor kid know so much, and how is he like already such a genius?
Well, I can see that because there are fucking people like Mark Zuckerberg. But it seemed I don't know. I don't know enough about the Fantastic Four lore to like be like, oh, this is invalid. But I don't see them all as children. They are presenting most of them as children.
Oh yeah, young adults, anyways.
But I don't know. I'm not committing to like seeing it in theaters or anything unless it gets like fantastic reviews. Doctor Doom does look cool.
He looked. It's funny in that picture that we do see that you see previously before the trailer was released. He looked kind of weird. You only see a glimpse of him turn, and you see his face. What I want to know is, obviously, in the trailer, you you figure out that Miles Teller, Mr. Fantastic, discovers, interdimensional travel through,
and then they go up.
Machine.
They get caught on a planet.
They get caught and then get gifted with powers, but only 4 of them go up. So, does Dr. Doom steal the machine, go up, get powers? Does he self-induce these powers? How does he get his powers? Because in the original one, he was with them on the space station and got his own types of powers. And then it shows, obviously, the Thing, and you see Miles Teller's arms grow while he's in the examination room, which is kind of cool. And it looked more real than the other one. The other one just looked pure garbage. It had a better element in it. And obviously Michael B. Jordan being the lawless badass who, doesn't follow anyone's rules but his own. I think it definitely looks a lot better than what we initially anticipated. is this going to attach to the Marvel Universe with Fox sharing rights to Spider-Man? Will this attach to the Daredevil universe on Netflix?
They already have their I think it. I don't know. I don't think it attaches anywhere. I don't even think they attach it to X-Men. Which they could. They could.
I mean, they could.
They maybe should.
You could just show them a little bit in
I was
Apocalypse.
watching Days of Future Past yesterday. The movie's really good. Like, I'm pumped, but I guess at this point
it doesn't really matter for us. I guess it's just I think they're gonna try. It's one of those movies they're gonna try it out, see if it works, and if it works, then go from there.
And I think they'll eventually give those characters back to Disney and Marvel, but they give a go of it. They're trying. Again, I want to see that as I think a series would be more interesting with those four.
Like on Netflix.
Yeah, like a Netflix, like a fucking Daredevil thing.
And Daredevil's pretty good. I'm on episode 3. I know most people have plowed through it.
Yeah, a lot of people
like
say it was made for binge watching.
Mm-hmm. And most people like it. I know in the last episode you see him get a suit. Sorry, spoiler alert. He does rock.
But that's good that there's like that slow fucking burn. It's a whole.
And I think that's important too in superhero movies of how they get their suit or where the suit comes from, because it's not like Aunt May stitches Spider-Man's outfit and say, "Hey, I made this for you." He made it, and I think I want to know as that nerd where the suits are coming from.
And otherwise you just look like an idiot if you just start wearing a suit, because nowadays your first thing to your mind wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go make a fucking spandex suit. That's not it's like the Batman fucking suit in the trailer. It looks like, yes, somebody would come up with that.
Created it.
It looks like something the modern military would fucking use, and that's why I think they did good with the Iron Man suit too. Again, they gave a fucking story for it. I didn't see the first Captain America.
It wasn't like,
I don't know how
for $49.99 you can buy this robot suit and then paint it red and gold and be Iron Man. No, he built it. He made it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to. Yeah, suits do matter. And Daredevil apparently was dark, gritty, a lot of cool.
It's awesome because they show a superhero that has fatigue. It's not like all the Marvel movies that we've seen where they just kick ass and fight, beat the shit out of people, and they're like, yeah, let's go, I'm ready for another round. They show him fight like 5 people in a hallway, and he's stops to breathe and then continues to fight. So I love it because it shows that he has a lot of human elements. He's not solely a superhero. Yeah, his sensors are, tweened to a point where they supersede the normal person mind as being able to see, because he can smell things, hear things a lot better. But it's cool because he's not, immortal, basically. Like, you see a lot of these superhero movies making these characters almost like immortal. So that's why I enjoy it a lot. It shows that he, is a human, And then what else do we got?
We got Jurassic Park trailer. Dropped the day today. We're recording it on 420. Celebrate, people. It's 420 today. You remember college 420? I'll tell you, that was a good holiday back then. Jurassic Park dropped, and it gave away the whole fucking plot. It showed fucking scenes from the climax. It was just, here's everything that's going to happen. Yeah, you could have probably pieced together from the other trailers, but here's just everything. This is exactly what happened.
That's the downside to movie trailers.
I wish I wouldn't have watched it. And, I knew what was going to happen, and the dinosaurs are still going to look cool, and I still want to see, I want to see Act 1. I want to see, what Jurassic World's like for a visitor there. And I think they are going to take that point of view some of the time with, you see the 2 kids in the trailer, the Jurassic Park 1-esque scene when they're coming down and the thing, and I think they're going to play a role where they befriend Chris Pratt and then later on save him because they got trapped in the world and they do something heroic, which is fine, but again, they telegraphed everything. There's this love story with Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, and who doesn't love Chris Pratt? We don't need to convince us. Everybody would fucking give Chris Pratt a nice big hug. We don't need this shit. I don't know. As more trailers have come, I've been less excited. I mean, from the story point of view, I think it's going to look incredible.
The story basically, sorry, spoiler alert, but the trailer shows it. They make this dinosaur that they're not supposed to. Chris Pratt says, bad news.
That's stupid.
Bad news bears.
Why do you make a dinosaur you're not supposed to? We figured this out at Jurassic Park 1. Let's not make them. Let's not genetically maneuver them. And now it's you won. You have a park full of them. Just stop. Why do you have to do this? Like, how stupid are
What's
these
the
people?
Goldblum line? God creates man. Man creates dinosaur. Dinosaur eats man.
He's not in this, is he? Did he die in any
There's
of them?
no.
I don't remember.
On the viral website, which is really cool. There is a scene or something on the website where they talk about Malcolm's book, which is kind of cool. So maybe he'll be in the second one.
He would have been. He's not in Independence Day either, is he?
He is.
He is.
He's the one. Him and the scientist and the Bill Pullman. They're the three original returning. I think there is a new black kid in it.
Should have been Will.
I think it's
Will
going to
Smith
be a
should have been
son or
president.
something.
Somebody said that, and I said that's Will Smith should be president in this one because it would make sense because Bill Pullman was a fighter jet pilot who became president, and then why wouldn't it be Will Smith, the hero for that one, to be president? You
don't
fucked it up, Fox.
They didn't need to make another Independence Day movie. That was such a single standalone great movie.
Or do it on another day.
And if they made another one, they should have made it only with Will Smith.
July 4th.
And then
August 7th.
So back to Jurassic World. Basically, the dinosaur they create communicates with the other dinosaurs, says, hey, fuck this shit, eat these people, kill these people.
Well, I thought, isn't it this dinosaur starts eating other dinosaurs?
Well, there's a scene in the trailer.
Evil dinosaur.
He starts to kill for sport.
And he's evil because people created him?
Yeah, probably. But he communicates with the other dinosaurs. There's a scene where it shows the pterodactyls in a cage release and just start eating people. I mean, it's not in their habit. Their habit to just I'm going to eat people.
Communicate.
Yeah, so it's just like the raptors.
Hitler. So it's going to be like a fucking Hitler dinosaur. They're basically doing like what they said. Like how the dinosaurs were originally going to have guns. Like when they were going to make this movie 7 years ago, there was all that. They're going to just doing that. They're just going to be like, oh shit. And again, all these movies have the same goddamn theme.
And we still talk about Jurassic Park in every podcast.
Keep it up. But I guess it sort of helped with the creation since we started off 2015 seeing Jurassic Park. So I guess we have to go opening night for this one. But
visual look cool.
It should look cool, but I'm going under protest of the story unless something. I mean, Chris Pratt is charming and likable enough where I should go with it for the whole time.
They're going to have to try to milk it for 2 more, so...
Are they?
They're going to try to make 2 more out of it, for sure.
Again, they figured it out. Stop with it. Unless this opens up to, okay, if it fucking turns into Planet of the Apes of the dinosaurs, where the dinosaurs get a boat and they come to New York City, I'm down. Did they do that
They should end. In the second one, they show the scene where the T-Rex roars at the city in the skyline of San Diego or San Francisco, and when I saw that as a kid, I was like, end it right there, and it continued on.
Did they go into the city in those movies?
Yeah, it did. In the second one,
maybe I need to watch this.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex and the baby came over, and they woke up from their induced comas from the tranquilizers. Woke up. Ate a bunch of people and then went out. And
why did they take them there?
The scenes are great. The scenes are great that they show of the T-Rex, drinking from the pool and the kids saying, "There's a monster in my backyard." His parents are like, "It's a goddamn fish tank. It's bullshit." And then they turn around and it eats the dog. The T-Rex eats the dog.
Fucking A, Jurassic Park. Well, whatever. The summer movie season, as we did last episode, we ran that down for you. It looks pretty damn good. Think it's going to break records. Another one, I saw a trailer for today that I forgot was coming out, but it's the documentary about the Nick Cage Superman movie is finally coming out.
Oh, cool.
The Death of Superman Returns. The Death of Superman Lives. And that's finally coming out in July. Actually, it's coming out in May in select theaters. I'm assuming a select theater would be in Los Angeles. We should go see that. It shows all the test footage. It has interviews with Tim Burton, Kevin Smith, everybody involved with the movie, and they're going to totally go over with how it was
failed.
How it was created by Tim Burton, what he was thinking, and then how it failed, and that crazy test footage, that crazy suit. I'm excited for that.
For sure.
So that's the fucking movies for you. I don't know. Is there any more movie talk, or should we?
No. Well, comedy movies. The vacation movie. And then
Saw a
there's
picture.
Jason Sudeikis is rumored to play a Fletch reboot,
Fletch.
which would be cool.
No.
I like Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, I do
he
too.
does, and you notice in lots of the movies he's in, he does impersonations of a lot of things. I know on SNL he did a ton, so it'd be cool to see him play
he can
Fletch.
do it.
I think it'd be cool.
Need good comedy franchises. I heard
sure.
bad things about Horrible Bosses 2. I heard bad things about Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Like, we need some new IPs. Just put them out there. There's a lot of funny people out in the world. You're listening to two of them. Just give us fucking movies. We'll fucking nail it out of the park. So Sean went on a trip.
Yeah, I went on a trip. So I went actually back home for my cousin's wedding, which was kind of cool.
Represent Lehigh Valley.
So, well, we were actually
Schuylkill Valley Sports.
We were actually in Montgomeryville for her wedding. But congrats, Hannah. Cool.
Fucked up, Hannah. Marriage. Only 50-50 shot, Hannah.
But when I got in town, I told my girlfriend, let's go to Red Bank, New Jersey, and go to the Secret Stash.
Home of the Comic Book Men on AMC. Also do a great podcast called Tell 'em Steve Dave. Kevin Smith's boys, who does a podcast named called Smodcast. Definitely sort of, if you grew up in the East Coast, especially like before when we grew up, like in the 90s when you grew up, you definitely knew Clerks 2, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob, Dogma. Those were fucking epic movies that sort of represented Northeastern life. So, and then he bought this comic book store. A good friend, Walt Flanagan, runs it, and you were lucky enough to go to it.
Yes, the comic book shop's pretty cool. It's very modern. There's a lot of modern New 52, a lot of new Marvel stuff up. There is a lot of old school comics higher upon like most comic book shops, top shelf quality. But it is a big homage to Kevin Smith. So it's had some really cool stuff. You can check out some of the pictures on the Facebook page. Remember, just search Lunatic Creative. I also have some posted to the Instagram, Lunatic_creative. I did meet Mike Zapsik, probably one of the nicest dudes ever. And in the TV show, he doesn't really talk a whole lot.
He's definitely, you can tell he's like the
most.
He seems genuine.
Yeah, he's a very genuine guy, like really cool.
Never in the spotlight.
I met him and I said, is it cool if I get a picture with you? Are you a huge fan? We listen to your guys' podcasts. I talked to him about Tusk. And I was like, I like that they have an actual prosthetic tusk from the movie Tusk.
Could you buy that?
No. It's just like set up in the top.
I would buy that. That would be something
was tight
to like display.
And I talked to him about Tusk for a little bit. None of the other guys were there, but I talked to him about Tusk, and he told me, you went in expecting to be funny because it's a Kevin Smith movie, and I laughed because we went in there. I didn't even know. My buddy told me, was like, hey, we got this Kevin Smith horror movie, and it's actually oddly good. It's not very graphic like most horror movies like Human Centipede are and all those.
It's like good and like you're like, oh, is this really gonna do what?
And it has comedic elements to it.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's like it's like,
dark and just
the
weird.
idea, this premise of it's so weird that you're like, you don't actually believe it's gonna happen, and then it happens, but it doesn't happen at the end. Like you get a good half of the movie where you're like, what the fuck is?
I
happening?
think the movie is a solid movie because when you leave the movie theater, you're either talking about the movie or just, wow, man, that movie had me for like a couple of days, like John Wick. After you see it, you're just like, God damn, that shit was fucking weird, or it was just so out there. Why wow, that was such a cool movie. And that, I give props to Tusk for. But the Secret Stash, really cool. I did pick up Blunt Man and Chronic figures. Obviously, had to do that while I got there. Check them out on the Instagram. And I also picked up issue 1 of Spawn. Speaking of comics, I want to talk to you about a new graphic novel from Image. It's called Black Science. It's actually getting really, really good reviews. Really cool story about a family who basically creates this thing called the Pillar, which is a time-traveling, interdimensional thing that they create. So it has a lot of Stargate elements to it. The art in it is amazing. I just plowed through the first 2 graphic novels. Issue 11 and 12, or 12 and 13 are out now. But you should definitely check it out. It's definitely something to look at as a new comic, introducing new characters. The way it's written is really cool. It has a lot of monologues talking in the background as the action is happening. And just the art in it is phenomenal. So definitely check it out. It's called Black Science. Go to your local comic book shop to look at it. Coopersburg has Tales of Adventure now. We have one down the street in Manhattan Beach called The Comic Bug. Really nice guys there too. And the Q Mart has a comic book shop too. And the guy who works there is actually a good friend of mine. He's the guy you want to talk to about comics. He knows everything. Told him to make a shout out for him.
What's his name?
I can't remember. Lena's husband.
Lena's husband, you're doing great. Keep up the good work. Maybe you'll get out of your wife's shadow eventually. But for right now, you're Lena's.
I apologize, homie. And then, just some really cool toy news since we picked up Blunt Man and Chronic. Today was working very hard on promoting our Facebook page and my Instagram page, contacting toy companies, and if we can get everybody's help to have, send traffic to the website, we can potentially close a contract with a toy company. I'm not going to say anything, but we can potentially close a contract.
Don't jinx it.
And try to, have our fans who listen to give them away free stuff. We're going to do some toy reviews on the Lunatic Creative
watch out
Facebook page,
on the YouTube,
and YouTube. Definitely, we're going to start making the YouTube page grow. Probably do some toy hunting episodes. Definitely, stay tuned for that. It's definitely going to be fun. And that was the adventure to Red Bank. Also saw the Quickie Stop, which was really cool. Didn't smoke a cig. The Quick Stop. Yes.
It's cool that they have the
it's a real store. Like,
it's
that's
a real
the name
store.
of it.
I would have bought a pack of cigarettes there. Did you know how much cigarettes cost in Philadelphia now?
I heard that
$9 a fucking pack. They're New York City-esque prices now in Philly.
Well, college kids are screwed.
They're just harming the college kids and the poor people. I don't think it's very nice because when you're drinking Natty Ice in college, when you drink that shitty beer, cigarette's not bad for you then because it cleanses your fucking palate. You know how much awful beer you have to drink, and now you're also telling me I can't smoke a fucking cigarette with that beer? Can't bum as many cigarettes. Can't bum them to bums. Can't bum them to girls. My game would be totally thrown off right now. $9. It'd be a young kid now.
Damn, that sucks.
It's ridiculous. But don't smoke, everybody. I'm going to use a little bit of time to say the NBA playoffs are going. Not much to say now because it just started, but they're going to be awesome. Warriors, fun to watch. Cavs, fun to watch. Watch them. But I am going to say, Chip Kelly, why the fuck did you sign Tim Tebow? Why the fuck would you sign this Christian virgin asshole to my team? To my favorite football team. Why do you have to... I was with you all through this crazy offseason of moves.
Things may pan out. It could pan out. We don't know.
If you want God, you're just hedging your bet.
I only like Tim Tebow. I only like Tim Tebow because he's a big dude. He has the stature of a guy who can take a hit. That's why I like him. And he did win the BCS Bowl. So he does have talent. Is the talent we need?
He doesn't have NFL quarterback talent. He's not a goddamn quarterback. Sure, put him in one play game. The fucking
play him at
the goal line. But I'm Chip Kelly. You're crazy. I feel like he was constructed. He's a fucking he's like a fucking supervillain constructed by the radio stations in Philadelphia. Just somebody that would generate content for them to talk about. I'm weary of you, Chip Kelly, but I'm hopeful that you pull us through this. And this is just like a weird red herring to distract us from the really great things you're doing and just to fucking troll everybody. So I'm holding out hope with that. You got anything else, Sean?
The Cavs still your pick for the NBA Finals?
Yeah, LeBron's taking it this year. LeBron is cementing his legacy this year. I read the other day he passed Michael Jordan
the
assist numbers. That's insane.
In the playoff assists.
I don't like fucking people because one day they say, don't be fucking selfish.
He's a hater
and pass the ball, and then as soon as you do that, they're like, MJ didn't pass. Don't fucking pass. You can't be the best in pass. It's fucking bullshit. LeBron's going to prove everybody. They started off 19-20. They're coming back. They don't have a fuck. LeBron's their coach. He's a fucking player coach. That's what he calls the fucking plays on the court. You're seeing LeBron. LeBron's going to win the title this year. He's gonna at 30 years old. He's going to cement his legacy.
And they're going to play against
as a top
Warriors?
3 player.
The Warriors.
I'm hoping against the Warriors. I can see the Warriors winning that matchup.
I'm saying Warriors.
To put the chips down, I need to say I need to pick someone, I'm picking fucking LeBron James because he has the experience that Steph Curry don't got, that Klay Thompson don't got, that Andrew Bogut certainly don't got, that Andrew Iguodala wishes he had.
I think defensively, if the Cavs play the Warriors, the Cavs will outdo the Warriors in terms of
Well, they need to be good
size.
defensively.
They need to. That's the only way they're going to
They
win.
need to stop them. They need to hope that they miss. They'll have to miss some shots. And that, again, it's, when you're playing against the Splash Brothers, you're either going to make the shots or miss the shots. So you better just hope that they miss. Because they're going to take them. Because they're going to take them from 30 fucking 5 feet out. There's nothing you can do if Steph Curry pulls up 3 feet, 3 steps in from the half court line and pulls it up. What are you going to do?
Who's your pick for Rookie of the Year? Still Nerlens Noel?
I don't think he's going to. I think Wiggins is going to get it.
Yeah.
Then he probably deserves it. But Noel is playing fantastic. I think as a Sixers fan, you can't be any happier. Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year. That's fucking awesome. Playing for the Raptors. Good for them. I'm rooting for them in the series. Don't know if they'll make it out, but definitely rooting for him. Love Lou Willville. Love when he was going on tracks with Meek Mill. That was definitely part of my college experience. Was listening to Meek Mill and Lou Will, and going hard with that. I don't think I have anything else, folks. Like Sean said before, just follow us on all our social channels. I'm that J Paul on Twitter. If you want to see me do stand-up comedy, just come to some shitty open mics around the Los Angeles area. I might be
chance you might see
outside, smoking a cigarette, and just come up and say hello. And I'll look at you weird and won't say anything back for a little while, and then say, "Oh," and from the podcast, I'll be like, "Oh, cool." And I'll probably just be
I met that guy.
And but get to know us. He's strolling around. He usually does voices in parking garages a lot. So if you ever park near him, chance he'll just scream something. So
You'll hear.
If you're in a parking garage and hear like a fucking Mickey Mouse voice or like an Asian voice.
Reach out, touch faith.
Or like a song from the 80s, it's most likely him. if you're in Los Angeles, or if you're in like the Lehigh Valley, I would say you got a 50-50 shot. So just go up to that person. It's Sean. But you can see what we look like, right? They can see our picture. You know what Sean looks like from the website, from the Stevie N picture, and you know what I look like from my Twitter. I think I have a picture up there. But yeah, see us around town. Reach out to us. Lunatic_creative on Instagram.
It's growing.
It's
getting bigger. Help it get bigger. Because we will give you stuff if we get bigger. Toys, yo. And they're going to be sick toys. They're not just, here's a little Lego piece. No, they're going to be
block
awesome.
by block. We're going to build things. We're gonna build fucking
a pre-constructed Lego
skyscrapers, and then we're gonna build terrorist Legos, and then we're gonna have a jihad, and you're gonna watch this.
The Lego jihad set,
and we're gonna have a war, and then we're gonna have a Lego president and a State of the Union, and then the re-election, and then the debates. So all the monotony of politics and all the excitement of building Legos brick by brick. All right, well, I think that's all we have for you. Again, lunaticcreative.com, lunaticcreative@gmail.com, lunatic_creative on Instagram, Lunatic Creative at Twitter. We're fucking everywhere. Tracy Morgan, do you have anything to say to the people?
No, I just want to say you guys have a good night, and we'll be back soon, okay?
And that's Tracy Morgan, folks. For Tracy Morgan, I am Jason Paul. Thank you for tuning in. As always, keep it geeky. Sneaky? Creaky?